So, you know how everyone these days wants their childhood back?
Yeah.
Well, I found a game that'll sell it to them for only $30. It's called A Hat in Time.
Oh, I have that game.
Cool. Think it's worth buying?
Well, that depends. Did you have an N64 growing up?
Sure did.
Then you should get it. It has some elements from those old 3D platformers, but is completely different overall.
Give an example.
Well, you know how in Super Mario 64, you can equip different hats, and depending on which one you're wearing, you get a different ability?
Yeah.
In A Hat in Time, you can equip different hats, and depending on which one you're wearing, you get a different ability.
Sounds original.
It is!
So, what's the story like? I need to know if it's good enough to experience myself.
Well, you're Hat Kid, and you're heading home on a spaceship.
A kid has a spaceship? Who gave it to her?
I don't know.
Seems pretty irresponsible to let a kid have a spaceship.
Well, when you get close enough to give a bear a musical instrument, that doesn't sound very responsible either.
Fair enough. So what happens to Hat Kid?
Oh, she makes it home safely and the game ends.
That sounds like a pretty short game.
I'm just kidding. The spaceship crashes and all its fuel scatters onto a bright, colorful world full of strange, lovable characters.
I told you it was a bad idea to let a child have a dangerous and expensive piece of technology.
So she has to gather all her fuel from the planet so her spaceship works again.
The fuel's solid. What's it look like?
Oh, it's a bright, shiny gizmo whose abilities are extremely unclear.
That's never been done before.
I know, right?
So where does Hat Kid go first to retrieve all her fuel?
A place called Mafia Town.
The Mafia are in a game for kids?
Oh, it's okay. Most of them are non-violent men who all look the exact same and wear chef aprons.
So what does Hat Kid do?
Well, you follow a girl with a mustache, and then you get an umbrella.
Cool. Can you, like, glide around on it like Mary Poppins?
No, but you can brutally whack people with it.
Don't you love whacking people with umbrellas?
Well, I've actually never tried it before.
Dude, why not? I do it, like, every day.
Really?
Nah, dude, I'm just kidding.
I'd hope so.
So what do you do after you get that umbrella?
Well, a member of the Mafia catches Mustache Girl, and Hat Kid decides to rescue her.
And you do that by...
whacking exploding barrels at him with your umbrella.
I like this game already.
And then you turn into a scary mud alien to steal a shiny gizmo from someone else.
Great! I remember these sorts of games have all sorts of places you can visit. Where do you go after Mafia Town?
You head over to Dead Bird Studio.
Are there any dead birds there?
No.
Alright.
It's a movie studio place where these two birds are filming movies, and Hat Kid gets dragged into things after doing a whole lot of illegal stuff.
So she gets put in prison?
No, one of the birds takes her under his wing.
Literally?
That pun was not intentional.
So what happens after that?
You star in that bird's movie, but then the other bird there also decides he wants you to be an actor for him.
Oh, I love acting. This is the first time I've done it in a while, though.
What?
Never mind. What are the movies gonna be like?
Well, there's a lot of exploding. Both birds put you into dangerous, hostile environments and tell you to run around. You don't even have workers' compensation insurance.
That's not okay. You could die.
I did. Multiple times.
And then you fight that boss after you film those movies.
How did you know?
All video games are the same.
You take that back!
I happen to think of the correct combination of scenarios that the game utilizes to progress through in order to create a compelling narrative. Where do you go after you fight that boss?
You go to a spooky forest where you're forced into a slavery by a ghost.
Dude, I feel for Hat Kid. This stuff happens to me like every day.
You share way too much stuff with Hat Kid.
Maybe. Where do you go after that?
Well, after Subcon Forest, they kind of gave up on the whole open world thing. It's just a bunch of islands.
Oh.
And I don't remember any of the characters. I wanted to mention them in the script, but didn't have any of their names.
What script?
Don't worry about it.
So once you beat the fourth world, where do you go?
you get to face Mustache Girl, the final boss of the game. And she's like murdering all of the lovable characters you come across throughout your journey because most of them are actually really horrible people.
So Hat Kid helps Mustache Girl defend the world from these evil villains.
No, she tries to stop her and they end up fighting.
Who wins?
Seriously?
Nah, I'm just kidding. Obviously Hat Kid wins, after a brief cutscene where all of her friends band together and commit suicide to give her their life force.
Are you sure you haven't played this game before?
Oh, I was right? Lucky guess. Anyway, I hope there's some post-game content.
Yeah, there is. You can buy the DLC that nobody likes because it isn't as good as the base game.
Per the norm.
Also, you can hunt down all the time rifts.
Ah, the pure platforming sections that invariably arise when the developers are close to finishing the game but feel they don't have enough content in it.
I think you know this game better than I do.
It's possible.
Well, oh, so what do you think? You gonna buy it?
Oh, I already bought it, right after you mentioned the umbrella thing.
Well, it's a 10 out of 10, am I right?
I'll let you know after I figure out how to get to Mafia Town. This spaceship is so big!
Alright. Well, have fun, Danny. Danny?